Ciao, good afternoon. This is Thursday, October 15th, 2020, and this is the Digital Academy overview for what we've done today. So this morning from 7:45 to 8 o'clock, we had our morning meeting. We have a schedule change that we talked about that because of the traditional fifth grade classes, we had to change for our digital and high flex. So we are now going to be going from lunch to immediately resource, then following it up with homeroom PE or recess time. So that's one of the first things that we talked about for our morning meeting. Then the students went on to STEM Lab with Miss Gatson. When they came back from STEM Lab with Miss Gatson, we took a look at a couple different essays and we went through the process of grading them. I went over the rubric again of what is a level 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're ever interested in looking up what is the rubric we're using, it is the FSA Informative Writing Rubric for grade 5. If you type that into your search bar, then you'll be able to find the very first one here is from FSA, and it is the ELA Writing Rubric that I'm specifically using. So this is the one that we went over. It talks about what exactly is a 4, which is the highest score that you can earn, what is a 3, what is a 2, and what is a 1. And then we practice it together by I put up an essay without any name on it. I read it out loud exactly as it's written, and then we go into the chat and they tell me whether it's a 4, 3, 2, or 1. We also talk about what the student could do to improve and what they've done good in the essay so that the student is getting feedback anonymously about their work. Students who share their writing with me, I do give them feedback as well. So if they share it and ask, what do you think, Ms. Perdomo, or what can I improve? I do message them back and let them know in ways that they can improve their writing. This is our second informative essay that we are working on. So we did that during that time, and then I had them working on their essay. So it took us about, I want to say 15 to almost 20 minutes for us just to go over essays, and then I gave them the remainder of the time for them to work on the actual essay. The essays are going to be due on Monday. Again, the schedule change was the biggest kind of change for the children to kind of wrap their minds around. So now we're going from lunch to art with Mr. Castronovo to then PE. Tomorrow it'll be lunch, music with Mrs. Turner, and then PE. We had during our math time, my fifth graders are currently working on multiplication patterns. So we were talking about patterns with exponents, and we're also focusing on for tonight's homework estimating so that we can get an approximate answer, which is a good strategy to use for multiple choice tests, so that if you don't want to do the entire multiplication problem for the set number, let's say 389 times 27, you can round to 390 times 30 and get an approximate answer. And then based off of what you get, you can kind of narrow down your choices inside of a multiple choice problem. That's, again, a good strategy, and that's looking for patterns, which is what good mathematicians do. In my sixth grade class, we've been focusing on multiplying decimals and dividing decimals and the tricks that you do when you're doing both of those operations. And then for ELA, we talked about chapters 4 and 5. I modeled the we do, which is going through the Florida Ready and filling out the charts for the graphic organizers, as well as answering the questions. And I've really been trying to hone in on the questions because the scores have not been so good on Florida Ready, which is why I've been hesitant to put them into the grade book. But Florida Ready is really a preparation for FSA and the types of questions they're going to see on an ELA FSA. So we're just going to keep working on it, and I'm going to keep modeling and giving them examples and providing them with practice so that they are more prepared for these types of questions. It can really be difficult when it asks you what is the best answer, because the test creators are going to give answers that seem about right, but you really need to rationalize what is the best answer out of all of them, which is what we're currently working on. The students then read chapters 7 and 8 in Esperanza Rising and then completed the comprehension check questions. The comprehension check questions are ungraded, but they are a way for me to see how they are responding to the novel, so it is participation that they're completing them. And then towards the very end of the day, we completed our planners. We filled in our information inside of our planners. We wrote down that we're working on our essay. Tomorrow, we're being given a planning day as a fifth grade team, but it's a half day. So from 8 o'clock to 11:30, we're going to meet in one room and plan for the next quarter together so that we're in sync with each other and we're sharing ideas and there's less burden on one person to come up with everything. So in the morning time, they're going to go from STEM Lab, and then they're going to come back and they're not going to have me in a Zoom for writing. They're just going to work on their essay. If they're done with their essay, then I told them to start working on a spooky story that they can share on the 30th when we share some silly, spooky stories on the 30th. And so that's the only time that they're really going to be off on their own is during the writing time, because then they have lunch, they have music, they have homeroom PE, and then I'm back for my planning day. And so I'll be there for math and for ELA for the end of the day. But so we talked about working on the essay tomorrow or working on your spooky story. Today we worked on Florida Ready, the we do section. Tomorrow they're going to work on the you do section. And then we also have homework in math. My 5th graders are currently working on pages 149 to 150, and my 6th graders are working on 129 to 130. There was no science today, there was no social studies today, so those were the only things that we wrote inside of our planner. And then we also did a red herring. If you hear your children talking about red herrings, those are stories that have missing parts to them, or you could say a story with a hole in it. And they ask questions. It's really about building critical thinking abilities and critical questioning abilities, because they have to ask me questions that I can only respond by saying yes or no. And based on those questions, they get more information to fill in the story, and then they can fill in that hole by saying what exactly happened. So today I left them with a red herring that really stumped them. So I'm going to show that to you guys right now. Let me pull it up on the screen. So I'm sure they'll share this with you tonight, but although they had continually lowered the prices all morning, the members of a high school club could not get no one to stop for their Saturday car wash. Then one student hit upon a brilliant idea that brought them more business and raised more money than any previous car wash ever had. What did the students do? And so there's nothing involved so far in the evidence that in the questions they've asked. It doesn't have to do with dirtying cars. It doesn't have to do with mud. It didn't have to do whether it was hot outside or cold outside. It didn't have anything to do whether or not every high school player had a car. So it's just asking the kinds of questions like a detective to fill in the gaps and to learn a little bit more so you can see the whole story for what it is. So we'll continue working on this tomorrow. Friday is just the absolute best day because we get to celebrate with gratitude in the morning time and appreciation with shout outs. We get to learn who our new leader of the week is. They're going to get at the end of the day for the spirit celebration. They get to all be creative in their different ways to show spirit. So we're going to have a wonderful Friday together. I do want to remind you that our schedule has changed. I've said it once, twice, let's say it a third time. They're going from lunch to resource to recess, and that's going to be from here on out. Our schedule is also going to change next week because we're going to change our STEM lab day. It's actually going to be for the better. So our STEM lab is now going to be in the afternoons on Monday and Tuesday during our science time. And then we're going to be able to have ELA at the same time all week long. So all week from 8 to 9 o'clock, first thing in the morning, we get to do ELA. And that just means that if we're doing STEM lab Monday and Tuesday, then I get Thursday and Friday to teach them science as well. I think this is going to be a great change. Again, this wasn't a change that I had control over, but I definitely have an attitude about it, which is a positive one, and I think we're going to have a good change with this. So with all the schedule changing, I'll keep you posted if anything else changes, and I want you to have a wonderful, thrilling Thursday. Enjoy it, sharpen the saw, and be ready for Friday. Have a great day, guys.